addressing you as if they are an authority, as if they can tell you how to carry yourself or what to say and what to do, and all the policing that freaks, weirdos, losers, and women do. All right, on this channel, we listen. We get into these subjects so that we can separate the winners from the losers. That's what this channel was for. If you on this channel, it's because you want to win. And so I'm always breaking down loser behavior. All right, I understand. Loser behavior is not living in the real world. Loser behavior is when you don't take care of your image. Even if you don't like someone, right? Even if you don't have the best relationship with someone, it is not of high class to try to shit on people in a bad moment, no matter what. All right. So anywho, let's go ahead and play this video real quick.
All of us have flaws. All of us.
The what?
The only Kirk you recognize is Captain Kirk. I don't know Charlie Kirk. I don't know who.
You don't know who it is?
I don't know who that is.
I know who it was. Like
I only know about him when
all of us have flaws. I can't really tell you what to believe in or how to feel. Like everybody's having a human experience. Like why knock him for having this human experience or what he believe in?
Even though even though he says things that are anti-women, black, all that.
I can't judge him for that.
You can't.
I can't judge him for that.
Shout out to this content creator. Make sure I'm giving him credit. This, now, of course, he doesn't need my credit, but this guy's has a huge channel. Pause. A State of Daniel. All right. I'm not sure what to call this, but this is a situation where the individual the individual I'm talking about is Don Lemon. When your self-awareness is so low, and not only that, just understanding being in the real world. The first dude didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. Because the way people responded to this death, you would think that the world's problems were being solved, that something was getting ready to change, or like a dictator in some third world country died and now those people are free, or the pharaoh died. This is just someone that you disagree with. It's someone who made a career out of having public discourse. All right, having debates and having conversations. All right, that's not the same as being a criminal. But what we have done, or what liberal people think is cool, is to make people you don't like or don't agree with into a criminal as a way of punishing someone or intimidating someone into thinking like you or into seeing things your way. All right, and it's like y'all want to create this mob mentality. This whole he's anti-women, he's anti this, he's anti that. You have to, as a human being, allow people to not like someone. Always be aware of someone who's trying to convince you not to like someone, or the person who does that first. That was another reason why the whole Kendrick beef, it was the wackest shit ever, because for the most part, this song was about trying to make you not like someone who has literally been the backbone of hip-hop and kept hip-hop going for the last 15 years. If a genre does not have a superstar to stimulate the genre, it dies. We don't hear what's the last huge alternative rock act that everyone's listening to, right? What happened to metal? I'm sure metal is there, but we don't know no metal big metal bands like that, right? Like what new bands do everyone know that's so hot that everyone knows who they are? I feel the last time that happened, like it was like in the 2010s, like Kings of Leon, people like that, Tame Impala, and MGMT, but I'm saying, but that's not like a thing that's always going on. Where there's this new hot band that got one of them bangers that's just transcending culture. It's not happening because you need superstar acts in order for that to keep on happening. Do you understand, right? So anywho, but this will go on in your regular life, where someone is constantly pretty much trying to sway your opinion in their favor. He's supposed to come up to them and ask them an objective question, or just ask them a question and just ask the question and let them express themselves. He's spending time trying to convince them.
But I can use judgment. He didn't deserve that.
Right. As a human being.
Yeah.
You are very spiritual.
Yeah.
No, you
I can't
sound
go
like
left. I can't go left with that.
no. You sound like you mean left. Don't
Yeah,
not
like
left.
because I'm
right.
humanity. I'm humanity and left first. You
No,
know?
I love that. So the first person I spoke to here didn't want to be on camera, and he said, "I can't judge him because I'm not God." And so let him, let the whatever the reaction is. If the government wants to give him a state-like funeral, if they let him do it because God is the only judge. And
Yeah, like nobody really can judge him.
Yeah.
And like I kind of like seen him before all of this happened, but I don't see what everybody else was seeing. So
Yeah. Hey, that's how you feel. It's nice to see you.
Keep in mind that New York City voted 67% for Kamala Harris.
So when I saw that shit, I was like, bro, this is loser activity. That's a loser activity. I mean, because for you to go out and do a man on the street interview and whatnot, and your man on the street interview, because you can see that he doesn't like her answer. That he wasn't vibing with her at all. Like he did not want to talk to her. He was like, all right, bitch, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
That's
Thank you.
I'm just popping it for my fans. That's all.
He was not. He wasn't feeling that shit. But I'm just saying, when you have a mindset of where you're not able to get the environment to adjust to you in a proper way, right? And so what you see with these people is they truly feel as though people shouldn't have their own beliefs, or if someone doesn't like you, it should be the end all be all. Real talk, the reality is this: the fact that the first guy didn't know who he was, that means that he's not a threat. They try to make these people into threats, just like when Trump was president the first time. They tried to make it seem like the country was going to be under new laws, and it was going to be this dangerous place for black people, right? And what's crazy what's not talked about enough is during the Black Lives, basically during all of 2020 and whatnot, there was mad riots where niggas was actually looting and destroying stores over what was going on in the political landscape with George Floyd and all this stuff. And at the time, I can remember how I was thinking, and I was still in a little bit of an anarchist mindset where I'm like, oh well, shit, they owe us. But I'm like, no. Your image is really important. So, for perfect example, I came into a Family Dollar. Now I hate Family Dollar, but I came into a Family Dollar today, right? I said, hold on, I need to get a few things. So I came in and I had a bag. So there's a sign saying, please check your bag and strollers up front. That's crazy. That means that y'all hoes be in there putting shit in strollers. That's crazy. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You shit, man. Hold on, man.
Hold this. Test.
Hold it.
Yeah, hold that L. All right. But I came in there clean, cut, and well dressed. I asked the young man, my bag is empty. Do I still have to check my bag? It was like a little reusable shopping bag. He basically said no. He wasn't really a good communicator and everything, right? But had I come there wearing a poo shiesty with my fingertips in my waistband, that is a thing these hood niggas do. Is walk around with their fingertips in their waistband as if they've lost. I don't know if they're taking the string out. I don't know what's going on, but this is a thing somehow. I don't know. But anyway, because of my image, because of how I presented myself, he didn't mind me walking around the store, with my bag, right? But again, had I presented myself a different way, might have been different. Your image, having a bad reputation makes things harder for you. It makes it harder for you to make money. It makes it harder for you to get connections. It makes it harder for you to be the kind of person that anyone wants to bet on, wants to believe in, or even want you to be on a team. You understand? So like I was watching the video earlier. Matter of fact, I'll show you right now. Shout out to AC. Where that joint at? I haven't get to the whole thing.
Until you go back to the essence. But she said,
I don't dislike my child. I just dislike motherhood.
I love. Oh man, she's such a dope kid. She's brilliant. She's kind. She's smart.
How you define it? A dope kid? Like this the street? Like it's the street? The dope kid. My kid got the dope moves. My kid, funky fresh kid. Keisha, man.
She got a slick ass mouth.
She's you.
I love.
She got a slick mouth. At 12. Slick mouth at 12. I'm telling you, man, these Keishas are terrible when it comes to raising children. Slick mouth at 12. And that makes her dope. And you know why? Because
I'm zoning out. Let me fast forward to when she talks about why she thinks that it's a good thing for her daughter to have a slick mouth.
the kid parent is parent know what need or any. Your parent is like the rest, and not even in a slight. Slick mouth. Them the better. This is nasty. They pass it down. Keisha's.
I love it. Now, yes, it gets on my.
Why would she be nasty, man? This is nasty work right here. This is disgusting. This is real disgusting.
And they can mentally spar. My child mentally spars with grown-ass people and many times wins. They be like, well, damn, when you say it like that, I love it. Now, yes, it gets on my.
Why would she be
The reason why I bought this video up and everything, listen, I ain't gonna lie, AC kind of hardcore. The views of accountable commentary are not the views of Six Pack TV. You're a little hardcore. But anyway, all right, dog. What he's speaking on is the kind of upbringing, the kind of values that lead to you having a mindset where you're not going to be able to really get people to bet on you. You're not going to be able to get people to invest in you. Because he makes a point about basically you're setting the stage for her to become this really difficult person who's not going to be able to self-correct and not going to be able to have relationships. So for the most part, whether directly or indirectly, women be sabotaging their kids, and really their kids in general, but especially their daughters. I can't see who to sabotage more. And it's because, again, it's hard for women to be good mothers by themselves. Like, we see it time and time again. Look at all these generations of people, I mean, who have all these problems and need therapy more than ever because they don't have a mother in the household who could just be normal and just have a fucking relationship. So now more than ever, somehow just being together, even though people used to stay together for years, for decades, people are not having more success in like dating and mating necessarily. It's just becoming this, and honestly, for the most part, I mean, again, it's the long-term effects of feminism, right? Again, if you encourage women to lean into all of their desires and not question whether or not it even makes sense, if you're deserving or anything like that. And that's another thing that we created is a society where women cheer each other on, and especially when it comes to celebrities. Like this whole thing with Cardi B, I'm going to get into a little bit later. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. I hope that Cardi is just trying to promote the album or get some buzz. If Stephon Diggs got Cardi B pregnant, this nigga is a fool. Or either that or she got some mean trapping skills. Okay, she done trapped that nigga. She done got that nigga in a sticky trap. But anywho, AC also talked about when a kid has a slick mouth means mostly that you are rude, difficult, and disrespectful. That's what slick mouth means. But you got to realize, because women don't think being honorable and being a good person is good. They don't think honor is a good thing. They don't being a nice person is a good thing. They want you to be nice enough to do what they want you to do. They want you to be nice enough to be gullible for their tricks. I'm just saying that. I mean, because women don't meet men who are honorable and tell the truth and say, man, that's a really good man. Women aren't generally really necessarily impressed by that. Other men are impressed by that. She may come to understand that's a good trait. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, maybe your father told you, the men around you, or you recognize, all right, my dad's a good guy, and I see these same traits in this guy right here. Then maybe, yeah, but it's the same as thinking that a kid, again, mad parallels between how kids think and how women think. When you look at women that way, that's the same as you expecting a child to care about honor, to care about respect. You come to learn how to care about these things and integrate that into your being. Right? That's what makes you more of a well-rounded person. When a woman respects herself and respects other people, a lot of times she's able to have relationships. You cannot have these kind of, you cannot have friendship that way. Another thing that women do with their kids that make them into losers, and people who can only go but so far, is they turn them into their entertaining like buddy, into their friend, right? So listen, some people enjoy seeing a friend while out, right? But women will spend a lot of time turning their daughter into their best friend, into their buddy, all right? And then throughout that child's whole life, that mother has a stronghold on her mind. Most black women are controlled by their mother, even into older age, or they can still be manipulated by their mother, all right? Or they're still not even able to recognize their mother being deeply jealous of them, all right, and that their mother is sabotaging them, all right. And one of the reasons why you can't recognize it is because you don't have a good relationship with reality. You understand? Anyway, I've never seen this video before. This is from the Rubin report, and it says Elon Musk gets pissed when Don Lemon blames his success on white privilege. Let's get it.
Who aren't able to take advantage of the opportunities that you were able to take advantage of, simply because the color of your skin.
Here he is in 2024 realizing he needs a new gig because ultimately he got fired by CNN for being a partisan, well, not even a partisan hack, just being a hacky old hack.
I think we want to look to the future rather than the past. And instead of engaging in constant rehashing of the past, because in fact, if you look at history, if you study history broadly, everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Yes. Well, not everyone was a slave.
No, everyone was a slave.
Okay, but
we are all descended from slaves.
yeah,
Well, all of us.
yeah.
It's just a question of when. Was it more recent or less recent? That's it.
Right.
But what future do we want? Is this something we want to make a part of our constant dialogue forever, or do we want to say, like, let's just move on and treat everyone, according to just who they are as an individual?
I agree with you with that. That's the ideal. But what the evidence shows is that that's not what's actually in practice.
I think we're doing better than anywhere else.
That's true. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't mean a lot to a whole lot of people who aren't able to take advantage of the opportunities that you were able to take advantage of, simply because the color of your skin.
Damn, that is the most disrespectful thing you could say to someone who works so much harder than you. My nigga, Elon Musk is in charge of companies that build spaceships. This nigga, you know how many jobs Elon Musk created with Tesla? Okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you see electric cars on the road more than ever because of Tesla. Okay, and say what you want about the cars, it is what it is. All right, it's a new technology. But before, no, don't get me wrong, they did have hybrid cars, they're well electric cars. But in terms of like seeing them on the road and that shit being figured out, he made that shit happen, right? This is what it is. When you get to the next level, you will have people who do not realize they have made it their job just to hate on you. And again, listening to someone like a Don Lemon will influence you not to take control of your life. That makes no sense to tell someone. First of all, he didn't give any specific examples of how his skin, how him being white made him successful. That's not logical. Don't get me wrong. Yes, white people may have certain advantages in this country, but there are so many of us, especially black people. I'm like, yo, if you really want to be great, chill. Whoa, what's going on here? I didn't ask for any of that. Whoa, relax. I have my game on. There are so many millionaires, black millionaires in this country. This is one of the only countries where, within 5 to 10, you have gone to jail, no matter what you've done. Almost aside maybe being a PDF file, you can still become a millionaire if you really want to. There's no one stopping you from becoming a millionaire, right? So it's not nothing I've noticed with gay men, especially like black gay men. They don't realize you don't have like a masculine mindset. You think like a woman in terms of you don't know how to prioritize what's important in the world. That's insulting because you're telling the person that they become this huge success because they cheated. That's what a loser thinks. One of the things that makes you a loser is the fact that you don't, because your perspective and what you prioritize and what you think is important. And a lot of that has to do with also with how you see time. When you really, really value time, you start to understand this is a waste of time. I'm not enjoying life this way. Because this is an activity created by losers. Is that when I'm in front of a winner, what I'm going to try to do is try to make them feel bad about their success, rather than congratulating them on all their accolades, because you wouldn't be interviewing him if he wasn't very successful. All right, but it's a conversation that needs to be had, because a lot of black people are I like to imagine that, and I said this before, we are experiencing at a maybe a slow pace one of the greatest black renaissances of all time, because we have more black men becoming millionaires and getting into the top percent of earning every day. Every day. Okay? I think there's over 1 million millionaires in this country, black millionaires in the country. And we are a minority. You understand? So we've leveled up a lot. All right, that still means a whole lot. And also, Elon Musk also made a good point about because Don Lemon said there are people who don't have the same opportunities. Who gives a fuck? Especially if you're in America. You were in the greatest country in the world when it comes to opportunity. I say this every single day. What makes people unsuccessful is your lack of emotional regulation. You know what I'm saying? Not emotional intelligence, emotional regulation. When you were able to control your goddamn feelings. There are a lot of freaking adults out here that cannot control their feelings, right? Which also leads to your negative emotions towards other people, where you have these negative outlooks and you make people into your enemy. You're a grown person making someone that you disagree with into your enemy and making enemies like a little kid. Because you don't have the maturity. You don't have the maturity to understand, fam, it's not that serious. Fam, that's not how we handle that. And that's what leads to someone hating on you to your face and not realizing. Because for the most part, that's what Don Lemon just did. He just hated on that man to his face. But because of the environment, it's all good. All right. So I want to get into some other news that was very interesting. This came across my phone. That's not what I clicked on.
Alright, man, y'all see the vibe.
Now, who is this dude?
I actually know what fuck. Let's play it.
Alright, man, y'all see the vibe.
Now, who is this dude?
Shout out to my team, Bella.
Shout out to his team, Bella. Boy, you ain't with Bella. Cap already. Extra cap. He doing all this extra stunting for what? Boy, that's materialistic stuff. Like, that stuff could be gone, taken from you at any given moment now. Anything can happen to you. That shit'll be gone. And here you go with these fake ass, aluminum foil ass chains. Them chains so fucking garbage, bro. I would never wear shit like that. And then he can't even get the bottle up it, so you know that he ain't with the brand. He ain't never popped a bottle a day in his life, bro. With a green screen behind them. That